Our next story comes from the South American nation of Ecuador, a country of about 17 million people. Its capital city is called Quito, and it has been rocked by an assassination. A presidential candidate has been shot dead at a campaign rally. 9 others were injured. One suspected assassin was also killed. He succumbed to injuries from a shootout. 6 other suspects have been arrested. A criminal gang has claimed responsibility for the assassination. It's called Los Lobos. It means the wolves. This is the second largest gang in Ecuador. It is affiliated with the Mexican drug cartel. The assassination comes days before the presidential election. It's scheduled for the 20th of August. The outgoing president, Guillermo Lasso, said the killing was a clear attempt to sabotage the election. He has promised that polls will go ahead as planned, but amid a national state of emergency. Here's a report.
The South American nation of Ecuador has been rocked by violence of late. And last night, the violence claimed another victim. This is Fernando Villavicencio. He was one of the leading candidates for the upcoming presidential election. But late last night, he was assassinated.
I was behind my brother, and at that moment, it was like a glowworm of bullets. A friend that was with me was also shot, and I said, I'm going to talk with Fernando. It was like 100 shots, like lights. I went to a bathroom vent, crawling. The shooting lasted for long.
Villavicencio was killed while leaving a campaign rally. He was leaving a school building when he was shot. Multiple bullets were fired. One of the suspects, reportedly the shooter, was killed as well. Ecuadorian authorities have arrested 6 other suspects. This was after raids around the capital, Quito. Now, a gang has claimed responsibility for the murder, Los Lobos. It's the second largest gang in Ecuador and counts 8,000 among its ranks. Ecuador's outgoing president said it was an attack on the democratic process.
Este es un crimen político.
This is a political crime. It has the character of terrorism, and we do not doubt that this murder is an attempt to sabotage the electoral process.
El proceso electoral.
Villavicencio was campaigning on an anti-corruption platform. He was also a vocal critic of the drug cartels that have been taking over Ecuador, and he had warned that they wanted him out of the way.
The country knew through the media of a police report in which it's revealed a very serious threat of one of the Sinaloa cartel's boss, I'm referring to alias Tito, against me and my campaign team. There was a warning that if I kept referring to him and his structure, they would attack me or my life. Drug traffickers and the mafia want to take the political power of the state. And without a doubt, it's not Tito who's behind this threat. It's the political mafias that are behind Tito who is behind this threat against my candidacy.
He said a prominent member of the Sinaloa Mexican cartel was behind threats to his life. But the gang which claims it assassinated him is affiliated to another cartel. Los Lobos have ties to the Jalisco New Generation cartel. It just shows that Villavicencio made a lot of enemies among Ecuador's gangs. Drug cartels from Mexico and Colombia have been operating in Ecuador in recent years. And Ecuador has become a battlefield for the foreign drug cartels. They use the country's Pacific ports to transport drugs to the US and beyond. The cartels lend their support to local gangs like Los Lobos, and these gangs are behind the rising violence in Ecuador. Last month, the mayor of a port city was assassinated. A national emergency was declared because of this. A mayoral candidate in another city was murdered as well. A second emergency was declared last month due to violence within prisons. And now, a third has been put in place to ensure the election goes on as planned.
The second decree is a declaration of a state of emergency for 60 days. From this moment, the armed forces will be mobilized in the whole national territory to guarantee the security of citizens, peace of the country, and free and democratic election on the 20th of August, just like the National Electoral Council has foreseen.
8 people were running for Ecuador's presidency. Now there are 7. Some of the candidates have decided to stop campaigning as a mark of respect for the slain Villavicencio. But to truly respect the fallen candidate, the next president must ensure that his assassins are brought to justice, that gangs like Los Lobos are eradicated, and the brazen violence tearing Ecuador apart is put to an end.